Hi and welcome to another edition of Onside, where we're going to talk about the upcoming Premier League games. We've had the midweek friendlies, we had last weekend's internationals, getting ready for the World Cup, and we're also going to talk about our own soccer league here, which is starting to hot up. Budgie's in with me. Budge, let's talk about what's happened during the week. Firstly, the hot news obviously is local. Bafana, great result against Senegal.
Yeah, fortunate penalty. But
Stevie Wonder ref the game?
Don't know how we saw the penalty, but hometown decision, nothing wrong.
Fortunately, went Budge, would the linesman have had a call there too? I heard the linesman made the call to ref.
Jeez, well, all the players were pointing at the linesman, asking him to overturn it.
Yeah.
Don't know what they saw, but good start.
Yeah, it was a good game. I watched the game.
Yes.
You know, I think at what's his name, Rory or Dolly? Dolly. He's got a lovely touch about him. There are a couple of very good players in the Bafana side.
Yeah, played well.
Yeah. And then afterwards to Capital, they've suspended Shakes for having to go Danny Jordan. Is that a bit accurate?
Well, Danny Jordan came on after we got eliminated from the AFCON. We drew with Mauritania 1-1, and he had a go, said it was unacceptable, these results. We'd drawn 3 home games in the pool, and I think he wanted to get rid of Shakes, but there's a split in the camp. Some want him to stay on, some want him to go. And obviously after the game, this was Shakes' time to have a go.
Oh, so he just levelled it with a few
Leveled
chirps,
the playing field,
and they've suspended him now. De Gama's caretaker at the moment.
Yeah. You know, Paul, what I don't understand, if they wanted to get rid of him before the World Cup qualifiers start. You know, we've done well, 4 points from 2 games. Rather say nothing and make the decision whether we qualify or not.
Clive Barker was on air. I was listening to Dog,
yeah. And
he said, common sense has got to prevail. He said, all the guys who have managed Bafana have always battled against Senegal. They're great side. Shakes has got a great result here. Let sense prevail. But if they are going to bullet him, bring in Gavin Hunt. That's
well, he's the logical choice.
Yeah.
But, you know, as Clive said, you know, Senegal had 5 Premier League players in the team.
Yeah.
You know.
So it was a terrific result for us.
Superb.
Yeah. Where did we play? Petersburg?
We played, Petersburg, Polokwane.
Okay, and then, so that's it. So this game, what's the latest? He's just suspended.
He's just suspended, yeah.
One more point before we go on to this week's games. Cristiano Ronaldo signed a new contract. Now, we had Bale do one the other day. But is this right? €395,000 after tax.
Yep.
A week.
Yeah. 20.5 million euros a year after tax.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know he's a superstar, but sure, where does it stop, Budge?
I don't know. The problem Real Madrid have got is they have a 1-year transfer embargo. They can't buy players for a year. So naturally, they tying up Bale and all the players.
They can't buy players for a year?
Yeah, it had to do with underage players.
Underage players.
Signing underage players.
So, Budge, have they got a situation now where they can sell?
Yeah, they can sell, but obviously they can't replace them. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's all the interesting news. Let's get straight on and... what are we going to do first? Are we going to talk about the South African League?
6 have won the Premiership, maybe the first one.
Okay, let's start with the Premiership. The English Premier League's back, and isn't it turning out to be a great league? But here is the opening game. Man United, Budges, who he's supported since he was an infant, against Arsenal, who many people support now. Arsenal are trumping along ahead of you.
Yeah, a big game for us, Paul. We're 6 points behind Arsenal in 4th. We get beat, it's a long season ahead.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get beat, but...
you don't think you'll lose?
No. I was at the game at the end of February this year. It was lunchtime kickoff. And United, Old Trafford's been accused of being a cemetery at times when we play some of the teams. For the big teams like Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, the crowd is rocking. And the Wenger-Mourinho rivalry is going to stoke this up.
What's your last big game you had at home? Was Chelsea at home now? Who?
We played Man City at home.
And you lost?
Yeah, we got beat,
Yeah, you got beat 2-1. So this is a massive game. But Arsenal are a very good side. Tricky side, they can play.
Well, this is the games that really have defined Arsene Wenger's career in the last 12 years. They've always lost these type of games.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a fight to the bitter end. I was hoping Sanchez wouldn't be available, but he scored 2 goals for Chile in midweek against Uruguay. So he's a big threat, obviously.
They're playing him ahead of Giroud.
Yeah, I like Giroud, but...
He's a great player.
Yeah, I like him.
So Budge, it's a great game, and it's a Saturday early kickoff.
Saturday lunchtime in England, So it's 2:30 our time, 12 o'clock.
Okay, and then we move on. Crystal Palace, Manchester City. Manchester City are top of the log, top team. Crystal Palace, they're not bad, but can they spring
Paul,
a
they've
surprise?
stopped keeping clean sheets. That was their strength. Watch the whole game against Everton. They were 2 down in no time. They fought back, then conceded injury time winner.
So they're leaking.
They're leaking goals like you can't believe. Man City too, I think they'll concede in this game. But with Aguero and those guys going forward, I think they'll have too much.
They've got a lot of quality.
No
A
doubt.
lot of quality. So Man City to stay on top of the league. Southampton, Liverpool. Now, Liverpool and another team are doing fantastically well.
Going great. Liverpool are top of the league. My 2 brothers and every Liverpool supporter in the country's told me. They're a point clear of Man City.
Oh, sorry, that's right. They are top of the league. That's right. There's a saying going around that Liverpool on top of the league is like an elephant up a tree. You wonder what he's doing there. You know he's got to come down.
Well, hopefully they come down. But the way they're going, if they get a result here, the next 4 games are relatively easy against lesser teams.
Yes. Yeah, but what's your name again? Albert.
Yep.
It's going to be a tough game. Well, Southampton are not a bad side. I don't think they're as good as Liverpool, but they're not a bad side.
I think they've only lost one of the last 16 home games, so they're strong at home.
It's a good tough game then.
Yeah, tough game.
Tough game.
Yeah, I think the fortunate thing for Southampton is they were playing the Europa League on Thursday nights, so they had a lot of Thursday, Sunday games.
Yeah.
They've had the international break, so they recharge the batteries. I think this is a tough game for Liverpool.
Yeah. Everton, Swansea. I thought Everton were poor last time out.
Disgraceful, I just saw Koeman standing there. They had a plan, didn't go to plan, and to get beat 5-0. But I think they'll rebound. United beat Swansea at Swansea the last game.
They came back, Swansea.
Yeah, they came back, Paul. 3-0 could have been 5. But what was disappointing for me was the fans seemed to have jacked it in. You listen to the songs, "We want our club back." New American owners, they put an American manager.
They haven't given him much time, Bradley.
Not much time, but the players, they just can't keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, they're another team at league goals. So Everton should beat them.
Yeah,
Swansea a big price. Now a game, Stoke City, Bournemouth. Now Bournemouth were going beautifully and just dipped. They drew with Spurs and they lost next week. Whereas Stoke are doing well now.
Yeah, well, we mentioned a few times about the goalkeeper, Lee Grant on loan from Derby, replaced Shay Given. Unbeaten the last 6, won 3 and drawn 3. I like Stoke. They've got that fight in them. And if there's ever one thing I can accuse Bournemouth of, at Middlesbrough, didn't want to know, and they were at home to Sunderland, they got beat 2-1. Now, while they had the chances, when it really got to the right, Stephen Pienaar got sent off, they just didn't seem to relish the battle.
Yeah.
And if you go to Stoke and you don't win the battle, you're in trouble.
Yeah, and that could well be. But he's going to be rustling his troops up to come with a better effort. He's a good manager. But do you remember months back we were talking about Hughes was the first guy who had his head on the block?
Well, they were conceding goals.
4 a time.
Yeah.
And now he's turned it around. He's got those good strikers rolling again.
Yeah, and he's back scoring.
So you think Stoke will beat them?
Yes.
Watford, Leicester, very tough for me.
We talk about United's defining game this week. I think this is Leicester's season on the line for the simple reason.
Whether they're going to be top half or what?
Well, they're going to qualify for the knockout stages of the Champions League. They play Bruges at home on Tuesday. But they're 2 points above the relegation zone. They get beat here. And the worst thing for them, if they don't get into Europe, which at the moment doesn't look like it, all the Vardys, Maritzes and all these guys are going to be open on the market. And they lose 3 or 4 of those guys, they're going to struggle to survive. So this is a big game.
Vardy scored.
Yeah, I've already scored for England.
Yeah, well done. He did well there. Okay, then Sunderland, we were saying they've got to get a win sometime. They got it last week. Now they're at home. They've just had a win. They're playing Hull City, a team they can beat.
Yeah, well, Michael Dawson, Tottenham boy, come back in the last couple of games. They won in the League Cup. Own goal, yeah. He scored the own goal against Watford. Fortunate maybe to beat Southampton, but the commitment and character that they showed at crucial times, they deserve to get a result somehow. And this will be... It's a dinkum draw written all over it. Both teams don't want to get beat. But Sunderland have got to go for it.
Got to, they're far down.
They're 6 points from safety. If they don't get a result here, it's a poor result for David Moyes.
Yeah, I agree with you. Okay, Spurs West Ham, the second of our 3 derbies coming up. Well, West Ham haven't been a good side this year.
No, they've been shocking.
We haven't been winning, but we haven't been losing. We're the only unbeaten side in the league. But we should have won some of those games.
Paul, you've drawn your last 4 league games.
Yeah.
I'm not a lover of Janssen, but Harry Kane is expected to start, and I think he's a key player for Spurs.
Yeah, he looked good against the old foe, Arsenal.
Yeah.
So, again, tough game, but 1-2 Tottenham at home. Middlesbrough. Now, Middlesbrough surprised me a little bit, but they go against a rampant Chelsea.
Well, Paul, they drew at Arsenal.
Yeah.
They drew at Man City.
Yes.
And they beat Bournemouth at home. Just think that this Chelsea side have got all their bases covered. Goalkeepers playing well. Back three difficult to play against. Costa, top goal scorer in the league.
Yeah.
You know, Hazard playing great. Difficult game for Middlesbrough this.
Yeah. How do they stop them? They're really a juggernaut at the moment. And then here's an interesting game. West Brom, Burnley.
Yeah. Well, West Brom are below Burnley. Burnley are ninth. If they can stay in the top 10, that guy, Sean Dye, should be manager of the century, let alone the year. He's done a great job with no money. It's like a free swing for Burnley. West Brom have got to have a go. Normally they sit back. These are the games they can't sit back.
They're set-piece kings, aren't they?
Set-piece kings. I think there's goals in this game, Paul. Monday night game. I think I think this should be a good game.
Okay, well, that is our look at the international football. Everyone's looking forward to it because, as you know, we start on Saturday at lunchtime with a humdinger and we go all the way through to a tough game on Monday. So something to look forward to. But let's talk about our local league. Now, it still irks me a lot that some teams have played 6 and some teams have played 2. I know whoever runs the league here allows them a lot of leeway, it seems, you know.
Well, I think the sponsors dictate.
Okay.
So Sundowns have only played 3, by the way.
Yeah.
Chiefs 8, Wits 6. Yeah.
Amazing, eh? Well, let's get straight into it because there's been some results, and I've watched a few games. There's some good players out there.
Nice players, yeah.
Let's talk about Chipper United, you know, and they play Cape Town City. They're even money favourite. I would have thought that they would win.
Paul, I've backed them the last 2 home games they've played. They've drawn them both. They play out of Port Elizabeth. This game's in East London, so it's a neutral venue for them as much as it's nearby their home base. Hard to beat at home. Cape Town City have only lost 1 in 9.
That's
going well, Eric Tinkler's team. I think this has got a draw written all over it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Right, Barocca plays Supersport United now. Supersport United, good side.
Yeah, good
That's
side.
Baxter.
That's Stuart Baxter's team. Yeah, unbeaten in 9.
Barocca, you know, they got them 18 to 10 and Supersport 14 to 10. There's not much between them.
Yeah, of the two, if you've got to have a bet, Supersport's the right way to go.
But what are Barocca like? They're right.
Well, they got promoted. Yeah, young team, have a go, organised. I just think they should have too much Supersport.
Okay. Now we come to some interesting games. Here, this is a tough game. Now, this is the time a lot of people are going to be watching with keen interest. 12 to 10 Mamelodi Sundowns, 2 to 1 Chiefs away. Now, 22 to 10 the draw. Sundowns Chiefs must be a humdinger.
Oh, it will be a big crowd. You know, these are the games that Sundowns will get up for. You know, they've won the CAF Champions League.
Yes.
Whether Pitso puts a lot of pressure on his players to maintain the run in the league, to get a good run going, I don't know. You know, Chiefs were knocked out of the Telkom on penalties by Free State Stars in Durban last week. Yeah, just...
what's Chiefs league team like? It's not a bad side.
Not a bad side. They're third behind, a couple of points behind Bidvest Wits, but they played 2 games extra. Of the 2, I like Sundowns. They'll be up for this game.
Okay, that's interesting. Now, Orlando Pirates are 1 to 2 to beat Free State Stars. Now, Free State Stars, you mentioned a moment ago, beat Chiefs.
Yeah, they beat Chiefs. Haven't won this year haven't won a game this year. They knocked out in 90 minutes. They beat Bidvest Wits in extra time in the first round of the Telkom. Then they beat Chiefs on penalties. Haven't won a league game other than that, but they've drawn a lot of them.
Pirates, they're up there?
Yeah. You know, Pirates are one of those Jekyll and Hyde teams. On their day, they'll beat anybody. They just give teams a chance.
Yeah.
But they just can't score goals, Pirates. So you've got to think Pirates would win at home.
Yeah. Platinum Stars, Bidvest Wits. Bidvest Wits, top of the log, eh?
Yeah, good team. You know, the international break's my only concern for Gavin Hunt's team. They should be too good for Platinum Stars, who haven't lost a game away from home, but they've lost their last 3 home games.
Oh, it could be 4 now. Ajax, Cape Town, Maritzburg United. Maritzburg, how are they doing?
Struggling. They've only won 1 out of the 8 league games, battling for goals. But there again, Ajax haven't won all season. You know, Roger de Saar got fired.
Has not won a game.
Haven't won a game this year. Roger got fired and they replaced him with a Dutchman, Stanley Menzo. They drew at Free State Stars. Yeah. So a draw written all over a game. But of the 2 teams, I think Ajax are due a bit of luck.
Okay. Bloemfontein Celtic at 12 to 10 to beat Polokwane City.
Yeah, they scored 3 goals this year, Paul. Bloemfontein Celtic. You know, I
Wow.
don't know what. Obviously, can't score goals. You know, Polokwane coached by a Belgian, but they draw too many games.
Well, they're a defensive team.
They just can't get your finger around them. Yeah, they should have beat Pirates. Remember the game we watched? The Pirates score with the last header in the game.
Oh, was that Polokwane?
That was Polokwane.
They had a runaway too. They should have won. They should have won. So they were all right.
Nice team. You know? Of the two, I would fancy them. But in Bloemfontein,
you never know.
Never know.
But the last game's interesting too. Because Highlands Park with Gordon Nickerson is doing well. They got knocked out the cup, didn't they?
Yeah. Pirates, only game he's lost 2-1 to Pirates. Yeah,
Nickerson's a very good coach, but he takes on Golden Arrows, who fourth.
Yeah, it's a local team, Clinton's team, Clinton Larson, going well. Yeah, they lost their last game to they got beat at home by Platinum Stars when the goalkeeper scored the penalty for Platinum Stars. I like Highlands of the two teams.
Yeah. All right, let's go and have a look at the betting side of it, because a lot of people want to have a go here. And let me get my order right here. The first one we're going to talk about, Budge, is a Soccer 6.
Yep.
And the teams will come up now. Here we go.
PSL one.
Now, this you spent your customary 216.
216. Yeah, I've got a banker with 5 win and draws. You know, I think Supersport in the draw against Baraka. I've given Chipper, they don't get beat at home against Cape Town City. I've gone for Sundowns, the games at Loftus Versfeld against Chiefs. Pirates.
Loftus Versfeld?
That's where they're playing, yeah. Pirates win and draw against Free State Stars. And I've gone for Ajax in the draw against Maritzburg. And I've banked Bidvest Wits. It's a night game. If it had been a 3 o'clock lunchtime game in the heat, I maybe queried it, but it's a night game. I think Wits will be too good for Platinum Stars.
Okay, no problem. That's it. So that's your banker. Yep. Right, the second one, now we got British football. Now let's make it a little more interesting. I see you've gone for Howard the Coward in the first leg.
Yeah, Paul, any results can happen there. United and Arsenal. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I won't be watching if United get beat. But other than that, I think Man City should be too strong for Crystal Palace. I've gone the draw in Liverpool.
Yes.
I've gone Sunderland in the draw against Hull City. I've gone 1-2-3 Watford and Leicester, and I've banked your beloved Tottenham.
216 again. Okay, so those soccer sixes, have a good look at them, guys. These are interesting. Now soccer 10. Now we're starting to get with the big Thomas.
Well, what we've done, we do 4 bankers, 3 win and draws, and 3 fields.
Okay.
So I've gone 1-2-3 Man United and Arsenal. I've thrown the draw in with Crystal Palace and Man City.
Tell me the Derby County Rotherham United.
Well, Derby have come right under Steve McLaren. Rotherham are bottom of the league.
Wally with the brolly.
Yep, he's come right. I watched them against Wolves the other day. Ben scored a screamer. They come in right slow. They stopped conceding goals, and they've won a few of the last. I think they won 3 of the last 5. Rotherham struggling, tailed off. Kenny Jackett's a new manager.
Yeah, Everton going to bounce back.
Well, they have to, Paul. You know, when you're embarrassed on national TV, got beat 5-0 at Chelsea. The international break came at the right time for Koeman's team, and I think it'll be too good for a desperate Swansea.
Queen's Park Rangers, haven't they changed the boss?
Yeah, Owen Holloway's taken over. Can't score at home. They've played 7 home games. Only scored 3 goals. That's why he got fired.
You might help turn it around a bit.
Should be. You know, Norwich have struggled. They've only got 1 point from the last 4 games, but they're the better team.
Okay.
So I've gone Norwich in the draw there.
Okay, let's look at the back half of the soccer 10.
You know, I've gone Southampton, Liverpool in the draw. I've banked at Stoke City. I think they'll be too good for Bournemouth. The Sunderland Hull City is a 1-2-3 game. Likewise, the Watford Leicester is a 1-2-3 game. And I think Tottenham will have too much for West Ham.
Okay, now we go to the impossible one in my book, and the one I really like to catch is the Soccer 13. 5 bankers, 8 win and draws.
Yeah, well, I banked at Tottenham. I banked at Man City. I banked at Everton. I've gone 2 and 3 with Liverpool and Southampton. I've banked at Stoke. I've gone Sunderland in the draw with Hull. I've gone Watford. I've given them home ground advantage over Leicester City. Gone 1 and 2 with Watford.
All right, the next sheet.
The next seat's all the Champions League, Championship game. Now, Nottingham Forest have played 16 league games, conceded in every game. You know, Ipswich have come right under Mick McCarthy lately. They were struggling to score goals.
Mick
McCarthy in charge of Ireland, he's at Ipswich, so they've come well the last couple of games. So I've gone 1 and 2 with Ipswich. Birmingham, Cardiff, good game. Birmingham at home, going well at home.
Oh, Cardiff, you got the
Bristol City. I've got a guy, Tammy Abraham. He's the youngster from Chelsea, the new hotshot striker.
Is he with Bristol City?
He's at Bristol City. He's the reason why I think they're in 8th position, just below Birmingham. But Birmingham at home, good side. The only game they've lost at home was in a local derby to Wolves. Other than that, they've been unbeaten. Cardiff, Huddersfield, it's a 1-2-3. Cardiff,
1-2.
You know, they got beat by Wigan. They cost us a treble the other week, but they were all over them. Huddersfield, the last 5 away games, they've only won 1. They've lost 4. Okay. So while they're going well position-wise, it's mainly because of their home results.
Stevie B's Fulham?
Yeah, I contemplated either bankering Fulham All bankering Preston. Fulham, West Ham, it's a harder game. Fulham have come right.
Yeah, good side.
Yeah, good side. You know, they were on Friday night. They beat Brentford 2-0 away.
Yeah.
Really impressive. They won
A
5-0
good
at home the week before, so we can throw the draw in there. I banked Preston against Wolves. Wolves are struggling. They haven't won in 7. They just put Paul Lambert as their manager.
Has Paul Lambert got it?
Yeah, they've been struggling. Preston, we've won 4 of the last 5 home games. The only team that beat us was Newcastle, and we should have got a draw.
It was a good game.
You know, then QPR, I've gone Norwich in the draw against at QPR.
Okay, now what everyone waits for is Budgie's best bets. I'd love to see what's going on. We've got a wonderful kitty.
Yep.
And here we go. This, and thanks very much to Track and Ball
Yep.
for the sponsorship of this. This is the first, the treble.
Yeah, I've taken 2 treble. All 3 have to win. Yeah, I've gone Stoke City to beat Bournemouth. I've gone Everton to beat Swansea, and I've gone Chelsea to win at Middlesbrough. That's 920 to 200. You know, I like the Championship. You get great value there. I think Derby County, I was going to go and do the handicap until I worked it out. Worked out that treble was 6 to 1. As the handicap was 14 to 10, it would have worked out about 10 to 1. So I thought, let's not be clever. So I went Derby County to beat Rotherham.
Okay,
you know, I've gone for Fulham to beat Sheffield Wednesday and Preston to beat Wolves. So that works out at 1250 to 200.
Games for goals.
Yep, the other 2.5.
Southampton, Liverpool. Liverpool always score.
Well, Southampton, and they always concede, you know.
Yeah.
And the odds were quite good on this bet. I couldn't believe them. And Watford, Leicester, likewise, you know, 2 teams that have got to go for it. Yeah, I think it's a freebie, you know. That was the best price of them all. The Monday night, Burnley being safe, I think they'll have a go for it, Burnley. I know they've struggled away from home.
149 to 200. Nice bet. Right, what else have we got?
Then we've done a Spanish double. You know, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid's a humdinger Saturday night. It's 2 to 1. I couldn't believe Real Madrid. I know they haven't won there in the last 6 attempts. But Atletico Madrid have got a lot of these Uruguayan players in their team, Godin and all these guys. Griezmann was reportedly injured. You know, he never played for France against the Ivory Coast on Tuesday. He had a foot injury. They say he's back in training, but I don't know. Superb. Where Real Madrid have got most of their main players available. At the price, I just thought it was good value. And Real Sociedad beat Atletico Madrid last week. That cost us a treble 2 weeks ago, and I watched the game. They played really well. They're away from home against Sporting Gijón, who are struggling, haven't won in 7. So I thought it was great value, you know, just under 6 to 1 the double.
Both teams score.
Yep. Well, I think Crystal Palace, Man City, I can't have Bravo. Benteke, yeah.
Is he the onside man?
Onside Benteke. Yeah, I think they'll score. Man City can't keep a clean sheet.
Yes.
Southampton, Liverpool, well, likewise, Liverpool are always great going forward. Defensively, they're suspect. And Watford, Leicester.
Yeah.
You know, both teams have got to go for it.
When you put it back into perspective, Budge, last year, Vardy scored in 11 games in a row in the Premier League. That's fantastic.
Superb.
Superb.
The winning one was against United.
That's right. Yeah, so he's broken the record. Well, there are the bets. You can make sure you can get those bets and have a look at them. I think there's some good odds out there. And what, as we say, our kitty's looking very good, having a wonderful run with Budgie's best bets. And Budge, that sort of sums it up for the day.
Well, at least it's great. English football's back on, Paul. Yeah. Some great derbies this week. AC Milan, Inter Milan. Atletico, Real, obviously Arsenal, United, Chiefs, Sundowns. Good games.
Good games, yeah. There we go. That's all. Make sure you're on side.